Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so another blessing came my way, man. T-Mobile had cut off my phone this morning. And I'm telling y'all right now, I did not have anything to give them with all that I got going on right now. Not a single dime. I find myself out here walking around thinking my phone was on, making videos, not really checking to see if the phone was actually off or on. I didn't even check any of my apps. I made a whole video, walked for as long as I could. And see, the funny thing was, I checked the GPS right before they turned it off. That was the crazy thing about it. I was able to check it just long enough to see where I was going, and kind of got lost and then tried checking the GPS and they turned off my phone. I'm like, yo, what is going on? Why my thing won't refresh? Only to find out that that's what it was. She talking about you got to pay $176 to get the phone turned back on. I'm like, fam, I told her my situation. I'm like, look, I can't even give you the minimum, but I do need y'all to turn me back on, or I'm gonna be stuck out here. If I pay y'all, I can't pay certain things that I need to be able to pay for. So this isn't me trying to be funny. I can't give y'all a dime right now. And she blessed me. She said, yeah. She asked me if I was a Christian. I said, I absolutely am. And then I told her all the things that the Lord had been doing for me. And that was yet another one of them conversations as anointed. It's just like all the other ones that I've been experiencing over the last 48 hours. With people, service people just giving me blessings and telling me that the love of the Lord is in, that is there, not to give up and all of that. She was yet another person that helped me out. So I really appreciate her. I wish I remembered her name, but one of the T-Mobile sales ladies, man, God bless her for real. But they credited everything. I didn't have to pay a dime today. I just had to get, and I didn't have the access to my thing, so it made it harder for her. I didn't have the access to my app to tell her my banking information so that they could charge the account and then credit it. But ultimately, she was able to do that for me. I told her, I'm like, look, I'm homeless, fam. I'm living out of a hotel right now, and I need this GPS to get to where I'm going. And if I can get where I'm going, I can start the process of building, because essentially all I need to do is get on my feet. So I need you to turn my phone back on so I can contact Hertz, sign up for the Lyft program, and then get my money right. And so she was like, okay, I'm gonna help you. And so it worked out tremendously. I was credited what I needed, and my love for the Lord knows no end as he continues to not only bring me favor, but others. The faith that I'm continuing to share with you guys. Every conversation I've had, that people just so happen to be believers, you know, just so happen to be believers. They're them red ants, North Hollywood red ants. Yeah, I see them. Yeah, buddy, that's another thing. You got to deal with the different types of insects out here. It's the valley. You step on something, you might have red ants coming to bite you all in your leg and stuff. It's very easy for that out here. But yeah, man, all the little markets don't sell fruit. I noticed that. All the little markets don't sell fruit. I don't know if it's because they're in solidarity with the fruit sellers on the street, but like none of them sell any fruit around here. But I tell you, if I find a fruit seller, I'm gonna buy something off of him too. I don't care. I just need some fruit, man. Gala apples and bananas is what I'm looking for, man. I don't need too many. Just make 5 each. You know, that's what I need. And everything else is just like whatever. I don't. You know what I mean? Even though I was talking about, and you'll see my other video, even though I haven't uploaded it yet, I was talking to you guys about, you know, digesting food properly and why food is set up a certain way so that you can not only have all that you would want to make a full course meal, but that the meal is structured a certain way so that it digests properly. And I never really knew that until I started eating 2-course meals without the main course and then having problems with my stomach. So these are just things I learned as a be alone along the way. And so unfortunately, I probably have to eat that way right now, but the good thing is I have a fridge, so it expands these options a great deal than what I'm used to as of late. So it's just dope to be in this position. The only complaint I have about that hotel room at all is that bed is hard as a rock, man. But I still slept. I slept fine. You know, I don't have no back problems or nothing. And that's it, man. I gotta buy myself some socks. I got my weights, because that's gonna be my suitcase. And so we'll be able to get the fitness going, all that stuff I like to do. And I'm just okay, man. I'm okay. You know, I was a little frustrated with what this situation provided me. There goes a Costco. In fact, this is the Burbank Costco I used to go to with my mom, I believe. I think I just crossed over the Burbank threshold. This is a street. I know this street. I know it for a fact. Me and my boy Lester, the same Lester that I told I didn't, you know, that he couldn't come over. Same Lester. I believe one night we walked from Sun Valley to Studio City overnight. We had missed our bus. My mom was sick. His mom didn't have a vehicle. And so we walked it. We walked all night long, all the way to Universal City. Not Studio City, Universal City. And then we caught the bus from there because there was no buses running that night. There was no Uber back then. And no rideshare back then. So You know what I mean? The phones that we had were like Nextels. We walked, and one of the places we walked past, I'm certain, was this Costco. I'm very certain of that. So I done been on this street before on foot. It's just crazy how things come back to you. I'm pretty certain that was us leaving the Ali site, a movie shoot with Will Smith. We actually met Will Smith that night. He was looking at us, said, "Yo, how old are y'all?" Something like that. How y'all here this late at night? And it was a really good experience, and we just got through it. We just walked it out. We walked all damn night, man. From like 10:30 at night to like, I don't want to exaggerate, it was probably 4:30 in the morning. We walked. And so back then we were used to walking. We walked everywhere, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But the shoes I had on, if I'm not mistaken, were dress shoes, because we had to wear suits for that day. So it was us walking down the street in suits in the wee hours of the morning in Burbank. So yeah, man, Costco most definitely probably would have what I want, but you need a membership in order to shop there. You can't just walk in there and say, "Give me some bananas and apples." You better have that $100 membership for the year if you want anything. And plus, they sell everything in bulk, just like most of those type of stores. Sam's Club, they sell everything in bulk. So the likelihood that you can get a couple Lucy's over there or something, probably not. But that is a place I can kind of consider. But yeah, so I'm just seeing the favor of the Lord, man. I woke up this morning motivated. I made some videos here. Hopefully they are uploading or did upload. And this just hit at another one. And I can tell you the truth, man. My stomach hurts. Not in the sense that like I've eaten something bad or nothing, but like ab work. I got on the floor yesterday and did some ab work, just a little bit, and I think it's doing something. I think that's exactly what I'm feeling. Plus, I'm starving right now. I'm hungry, and it just is what it is. But you know, if I can say anything about myself at this moment, it's just that my faith is growing stronger. I keep telling y'all that the Lord has been blessing me to no end, and this ain't stopping. This is Tonga here. Let me cross the street, keep walking this way. But it just doesn't stop. The love that he provides his people doesn't stop. You know, I was thinking about a concept last night in the bed before I went to sleep, and it's, you know, when you watch movies and you listen to the news, it'll make you feel that applying yourself to the Lord or believing in God is like believing in Santa Claus, because the reality of no favor is always in the stories they tell. Like God not saving people, the worst of things, going through hell, staying in hell. You're going to see a lot of that on the news. You're going to see a lot of that in your art that we watch on TV. But I can promise you this. As I continue to go through the different things that I go through in my life, you can apply your faith to real life and get so much better results than you see in the movies. That's what I want to tell y'all. You can apply your faith to real life and get so much better results than you see in your books. Because at the end of the day, God does work a certain way in the world, and it is a consistent thing that you're going to continue to see. It's not like every once in a while God come around. When I apply it, I get what I need. When I apply it, I get what I need. So it's like, I don't know if there's something to that as it pertains to if it works for everybody, but in my life, I see that, man. I see it. The Lord always finds a way to reward my application of faith. Maybe if I don't apply that faith, maybe he doesn't see fit to provide the reward. I don't know. But what I'm telling you is it never fails. And if you watch what is out there for us to consume in America, I don't know about the rest of the world, but you won't see the consistency of the Lord being applied to circumstances of tragedy or applied to circumstances of, I guess you can say, difficulty or hardship, and then seeing the result of that faith being applied to the subject. I don't know. I have no idea. But it seems, just from my eyesight and my ignorance, that a lot of the people that we see who are struggling the most, they don't really have that. The ones that we see getting the consequences that we otherwise think will make you feel like God ain't real, in some of those cases, they don't believe he is. And as a result, their lack of faith coerces them into everything that the enemy wants them to run into. And as a result, they're a reflection of what that looks like. I don't know that to be the case. I don't want to put that on nobody, because sometimes God puts you through things for a reason and we don't know what he's putting us through for why. So for all I know, it is a divine nature that certain people struggle heavily, or nothing ever go right for them, ever. And that's just the strength he wants them to have for the peace that he wants them to be in this world. But I tell you, man, the consistency that he continues to provide me in favor. I'm not absent of sin. I'm not absent of evil. I'm not absent of wrongdoing or demons that I have to work through. No. I'm no more deserving of the favor I'm receiving than I'd imagine anyone else is if they apply their faith. It's essentially what I'm saying. The consistency of good energy that comes back from applying that faith seems to be something that you can bank on, count on, man. It's like a reoccurring payment that you can always be certain of. And so if I'm right about this, then trying to prove that God is real is not as difficult as people want to make it seem. That's what I'm here to tell you. It's almost as if the enemy is caught up in all of the art, convincing all of us that we should be foreign to the idea that applying blind faith can work out for us. And when I think about the entities that want to promote what they want to promote and all the different conversations we had about the people behind the curtain and all that, I think that's exactly what it is. The enemy wants you to think that he isn't real, and he also wants you to think that God isn't real. The enemy wants you to think that the only thing you have is your ambition, your ego, and ultimately whatever else you get along the way. That's all he wants you to believe you got. And if you use those things and you work with him, you're going to get all kinds of riches and all kinds of stuff. But the problem is you don't keep none of that. It comes with heartache. It comes with pain, a bad reputation. It comes with having the rug pulled out from under you. You lose everything. That's what's consistent. That's what's consistent with not believing in God. By the way, here's another reason why I want to do rideshare over here. Y'all see that? Burbank Airport. I'm next to an airport again. The other major airport in LA. The one that I actually flew out of when I lived in Hollywood as a kid. We never went to LAX. We hated LAX. This is where we went. Anytime we flew up to Oakland, me and Mom, anytime we flew anywhere. It was usually Oakland, 45-minute flight. This is where we flew out of, so I already know you can get good rides over here just from messing around with the airport. But nevertheless, to get back to it, it's like, I'm telling y'all, man, there's a lot more consistency in applying faith and being successful in that than applying a lack of faith and expecting anything from that. Look at the tracks. A train just went down, just went by. So I'm pretty dang certain I'm gonna be all right now. I don't see nothing, but this is just the type of thing that I don't ever see in my life based on where I be at. People be talking about the other side of tracks. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I literally don't. But this is what it is right now. I'm walking the long way back to the hotel area because I found out that the market literally down the street from that place, closer than anything else I had GPS'd. It's like 3 blocks away from the hotel, but I done walked a good at least 2 miles, getting my walk in early in the morning. And that's really what it's about, man. It's not about staying in the house no more. And plus, because I went the long way, I got the Hertz information I needed, for which is talked about in another video that I'm gonna upload very soon. But as I told you guys, I had to duck to keep that dragonfly from hitting me in the head. I kid you not, he was coming straight for me. But what y'all don't know, my reaction timing is very good. So he wasn't getting to that. But anyway, nevertheless, it's one of them situations where the enemy could try to attack me in whatever way he does, but I'm still going to find a way to prove to y'all that God is real and to prove to y'all that your faith is a better predictor than your doubt every time. Because that's what I'm finding out. It doesn't mean that you're going to be devoid of pain. It just means that you have an outlet from which that pain can be healed, and it's God. Know him. Believe in him. Watch me go through what I go through and understand the timing from which he operates, which is the consistency of his DNA in all of the world. Timing. If nothing else to tell you that the divine is real, it's the clock. The clock. All of the non-believers need to understand that the clock is the proof, fam. Look at when things happen. Maybe you don't see his favor in your life because you don't believe in him, you don't know him, but know some people who do and pay attention to what happens around them. The timing from which things happen. That is your proof. And the enemy ain't gonna tell you that in the art. He ain't gonna never show you the clock and when the blessing comes, because he don't know. That's the beauty of the Holy Spirit. The enemy don't know all his secrets. He don't. The enemy doesn't have a full stranglehold on the fullness of God. Not by any stretch of the imagination. See, that is also something that isn't talked about in religion. They talk about the enemy having a lot of information. He knows, he understands. He don't know. If he did, he wouldn't choose what he chooses. If he had the fullness of understanding of why he shouldn't, he wouldn't. And that's the understanding. Why God doesn't bestow him that understanding, none of my business. All I know is that he's always lying, the enemy is, about what it is he isn't, what it is he is, and ultimately what comes from aligning yourself with him. You ain't gonna go nowhere. You might get far in the world, but the world gonna last what? If you're doing all kinds of evil, how long you gonna last? You might die early because of what you do, and then what? Your eternity's now at that point. And eternity is what's gonna be the pain. While everybody else is enjoying their loved ones and all this other stuff, in heaven, you get to deal with whatever God's imagination is for hell for you. Forever. And a lot of us can't even fathom what forever means. We seem to think that there's going to be a break. And I ain't going to break. You ain't going to stop. It's going to continue to be hard for you. And so that's what it really comes down to. You got to know not to align with something that's a liar, man. Don't align with anything that ain't of the timing of the Holy Spirit. Because at the end of the day, that's where your proof is. Timing. That's where your proof is. It's not in the book. It's not nothing. It's in the clock. When did that happen? Check the clock. When did it happen? Right when it needed to, right? Not when you wanted it, but when it was necessary, not only for what is going on in your life, but for what surrounds other things that are attached to it. Look at what's going on around situations. I always tell people, and I've been schooled this way too, you ain't always got to look at somebody and try to figure out what they're doing. Just look at what's going on around them. That's why we know in the EMC play that we're still in the game, because we can see the hedges scrambling around. Yeah, they got the FUD out there. Yeah, this price is saying something, but we look at what they're doing, and they're still doing everything they can to try to deter us from holding. Why would that be necessary if they had a hold on everything? They just like the devil. Ain't no difference in them and him. I see it. They're with him. That's the point. They operate in his ways. That's why I know I'm on the right side of this. I may not have handled it the right way, but there ain't no question of what type of energy is on the other side of this thing. There ain't no question. You can see it in the methods that they apply to the apes when they're trying to deter us and shame us into going away. And God continues to tell us to persevere, despite the enemy telling us to do so, to go away. So I'm telling y'all, man, ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. I told y'all I was going to hold my shares and try to be a part of that play. Really, no matter if I got evicted, thrown out on the street or whatever, because at the end of the day, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for God. I told myself a bunch of stuff about the play that wasn't true, but that I was in the play had nothing to do with what I was telling myself. Whether I thought of myself to be greedy or a good person or trying to fight the hedges, whatever the hell I told myself, it didn't matter. Spiritually, the Lord told me to get in this play and stay. I could have told myself I hated this play, don't want to do nothing. I could have been a hedgy. It didn't take away from it didn't take away from the message that was bestowed upon my heart in regards to this. You hold your shares. You get in this play, you be an ape. So I'm telling people, this is divine, man. It ain't even about my opinion. I just so happen to have the opinion that I should do this based on my belief that this is wrong, that they're doing. But don't get it twisted. The Lord told me to do this. Most definitely told me to do this. More than once, more than twice, more than 3 times was I compelled to understand what my responsibility is here. So I just want people to understand that. We ain't playing. Ain't nobody playing on this play. Not the hedgies, not us. Nobody's playing. The apes are serious. We're going to take everything they take from us. Simple as that. I see another market. I'll walk to that. Hopefully they have what I need. If not, I'll walk back to the other one. No problem. Never will I fret about what it is I do not have. So that's what it is. Trying to find a market that'll sell me some fruit. Hopefully this will be the one I need right here if they're open. Looks like they're open. They got EBT, grocery, money order, all that good stuff. Let's go see if they have a couple of things that I need. Glad. Bless everybody. My name is BDF 44. I'm out.